Hey guys, it's Madison.
And David.
Thanks for joining this faithful home. So, as you can already tell by the title of this video, we've been married a year and we just celebrated our anniversary, which is pretty exciting. So we wanted to kind of share how we celebrated our anniversary and what we've learned over the past year being married. So what do we do for our anniversary?
Well, because of all the COVID stuff, it kind of ruined a lot of our plans. We had talked roughly about wanting to go on a trip, go do something, and just with both of our lines of work during the epidemic, but also everything being shut down and kind of expected to live a normal life, but nothing else normal is going on. Kind of put a damper on those plans, so we kind of made the best of it. I decided we were just gonna do a little staycation. We went to a local hotel and just crashed there for the night, but we also invited our best friends to come with us. So we ended up crashing in a hotel for a night and really just hung out. Got free room service because of COVID, so we got to experience the luxury of that and really just hung out and swam and had a good time.
It was my first time ordering room service, so I was kind of excited.
Yeah, she was cheesing pretty hard on ordering room service.
I ordered like 3 things of french fries.
That's all she ordered. Yep.
It was exciting. And then the next morning we came back here and I actually surprised him with a wedding present because he had been talking about wanting a different lawnmower, and so I surprised him with that, which was pretty fun. And then in return, he surprised me and bought me a beautiful pair of pearl earrings, which was incredible. We both didn't talk about doing gifts, right? We were just...
Except for paper.
Except paper.
Which you got me a cardboard box.
And
I got you a bucket list book.
He got me a little book. It was cute. So that was fun. We actually ended up spending a lot of the day together doing like house chores, but not chores, I guess.
Well, we don't get to spend a lot of time. Well, I mean, we do. We spend time with each other, but our schedules are pretty opposite. So just spend time together to do normal activities like cleaning out our shed, doing yard work, really turns out to be really good quality time for us because it's the normal things that normal couples get to do like on their weekend off together. But since she works weekends and I'm off on weekends, we really don't get to experience those things.
You wouldn't really think, oh, cleaning out a shed sounds like a good anniversary day, but like I think we couldn't have done anything different. Like that was the best way to spend our anniversary, was just getting to spend time together, doing stuff for our home, and like being able to enjoy each other's time doing things that normal people do. What is the biggest thing that you learned or taken away from being married a year?
The biggest thing I have learned is I feel like a lot of people have said the first year marriage is tough. I don't know, I feel like you get a 50-50 mix of the first year marriage is tough or the first year marriage is the best, just whatever. But the first year marriage was fantastic, but also it's went by super, super quick. And I really learned to, and have been learning to cherish the time that we do get to spend together, since our lines of work are just completely opposite schedule wise, that the time that we do get together to try and make the best of it. But I think probably the next biggest thing I've learned is definitely communication, and sometimes that can still be very difficult with our shift difference, because when I get home from work she's already at work, and so I spend the rest of the evenings sometimes just at the house, and so sometimes it's hard to communicate things because it's not like I come home from work, she gets home from work, we get to communicate how our day went. It's, we either have to call each other, try and do it through text. So I'd probably say definitely communication has been a real growing point for both of us. 3 would be really I don't worry about it a lot, but trying to figure out what we're doing with our lives. It's just been so crazy just trying to figure out if we want to, buy a house, move, buy a vehicle, things like that. But really just one, take our time that we have together and spend it doing what we both love. 2, communicate effectively. And then 3, when trying to plan, ultimately just letting the Lord lead everything and sometimes pushing us back and putting us where we need to be. That probably sums up the first year of marriage.
Definitely those 3 are the top 3 for me as well. I'd say the biggest one for me of those would be the communication, just because I'm not the best at communicating a lot of times. I feel like that's something I've really learned over this past year, is how to effectively communicate what I'm feeling to him. And he does a really good job at either knowing when something's wrong or helping me I guess, talk about it, whatever's on my mind. Like, he's really good at getting me to talk. So like, I know I've like said it before, but like my natural tendency is to like shut down and not want to talk about things. And so like he does a really good job at helping me through it, and not like in a forcing way of like we need to talk about this, but like in a very loving, genuine way of like it's not healthy if we don't talk about it, and whatever's on your mind he wants to know about, and he wants to know how I'm feeling. And I think that's like probably the biggest thing that I'm still learning, because obviously that doesn't come easy to me. I've seen an improvement, I would like to think, in myself in how I communicate, but he's definitely really good at helping me with that. And I think that's one of the biggest things like I've been learning this year, is that just how to talk through things, because if I don't tell him what's on my mind, he doesn't read my mind. He's not going to know what's bothering me or how I'm feeling. Or
Well, I think the biggest thing to take away, like something I think I would tell a couple who is getting ready to get married, because dating doesn't come anywhere close to being married, is that don't take it's really easy to get yourself worked up and offended at your significant other's backlash or standoffishness when it's not directed at you, right? 90% of the time, because there are some times when I do aggravate you, but 90% of the time it's because of the situation that you're upset. Like today, it's been a couple days after our anniversary, but like today she called me. She was upset over a situation that it didn't work out the way that she wanted it to. And I think in times like that, you have to understand that they have the right to be upset and frustrated, but also to remind them that the Lord is in control first and foremost, and that He is much bigger than whatever situation it is. And two, just to talk them through it. And so I think a lot of times, I think in the beginning, sometimes I felt personally attacked and would like get upset myself. And then I was like, wait a minute, why? But it's because we're selfish. We're selfish sometimes, and we try to like make things about us instead of what they're really about. This year's been very eye-opening for that. I think it's been really cool to see the Lord working in our lives with communication. What do you think the next year holds for us?
I don't really know exactly what it's gonna hold, but I would like for it to hold more adventures. I feel like you were saying, with the timing of our schedules and them being so opposite, like that made it very challenging, I guess, for us to do a lot of things. And I was starting out with my job, so I know I made a lot of excuses of like I can't take time off yet because I'm so new. And so I feel like this next year, like now that I've established myself and I have time off, like being able to use that and actually be able to like go and do things and have like the adventures that we've talked about wanting to do, even if they're like seemingly little trips, like weekend trips somewhere, or just getting out and exploring new things. Like it seems like it's very like simple, but at the same time, like when you look at our schedules and they're so different, then like that's huge, planning like even a weekend trip. And I feel like that's something that we haven't too much done yet. We have taken a couple like overnight trips places, but not many. And I feel like that's something that we want to do, you know, before we really start praying about whether or not we want to start a family anytime soon. I feel like that we're not ready for that yet. He's not, which is fine. I know that God will show that in, you know, His timing. So I feel like we've talked about we want to go do and see things, and I feel like that's something that this next year is going to hold.
Yeah, I hope so. I think I'd like to. It's hard with my job because I'm in the military and I change statuses a lot, that I don't have guaranteed time off, and so it's definitely been hard to do that, to figure out where we're going to take leave. And like I said, then this COVID stuff has really put a damper on traveling. I feel like we had a lot of plans for this summer, or to take a trip to, you know, see your grandparents and things like that, and just kind of been, it's like a yield sign has been put up and you don't know what's past the yield sign, and it's like, well, it's going to be interesting. So I think I definitely would like to travel some more. Work has also consumed a lot of my time that I should be giving to her, just because I work late a bunch, or have to work weekends and things like that. So it's taken time that we would normally get to do things together, and I want to try this year to hopefully things start to calm down and really give her the time that she needs, but also that we both need. I think I'd like to buy a truck. I think we talked about that. Maybe a goal for this year is buying a truck. We're always trying to haul things, and we always borrow our friends, and I'm sure they're over that.
I know that they would let us borrow at any time, but I also hate as an adult having to like depend on other people for like vehicles because we want to go do some simple things. So we talked about that a lot, and we've been fortunate to be able to have worked hard to paying off our vehicles that we have, and I feel like that's going to be a good investment for us is to get a truck.
I think on my list, personally, I wanna buy a bigger motorcycle, which I'm like the size of a child, so like buying a bigger one sounds scary. I want a bigger bike so I can be able to take longer rides and stuff like that. I think that's kind of on my list, but kind of low just because those other things are more important. Definitely think on our list for this year is, since your brother and sister-in-law are moving closer to us, is to spend a lot of time with them.
Yes, I'm so excited that they're moving here. They told us last Thanksgiving, I think, when they were here, that they were going to be moving closer, so I'm really excited to be able to spend a lot of time with them.
Both of us being in the military, it kind of helps build that bond, but we're also like exactly alike.
You know how they say like you marry your dad? I married my brother.
It's pretty true. We're very similar.
He's like a shorter, louder version of my brother, and if you know my brother, he's already a loud person, so.
I think I would like also for this year to hopefully feel more connected in the church. It's been really hard, I know, for her, because I can go to church on Sundays in the mornings and also in the afternoons, which our church that is our home church meets in the afternoon. Well, with her schedule, she has to work in the afternoons on Sunday, so she's really got to miss out of her home church, and I know that's been really hard on her. But also I've seen where that's been like really hard on us, like not being able to be a part together of our home church. Now, thankfully, we have a really good friend who's a worship leader at a local church that I've been volunteering playing drums with, and that allows us to most of the time attend church on a Sunday morning sometimes. But obviously the COVID stuff has ruined all that too, so thanks COVID. So I really hope to see that this year going forward, that maybe that the Lord will continue to work, whether it's continuing to provide that chance for us to at least be in a body of Christ together, worshiping together and hearing the word taught, but also, maybe being back at our home church eventually, just because that's where we know we're supposed to be volunteering and glorifying the Lord together through our actions and trying to serve through those means. But we're super thankful to how the Lord has provided for us through our friend's church, through our church family, through other means as well. But it's gone by super fast.
I can't believe it's
but then
already been
again,
a year.
Like, we got married pretty quickly, so it just all kind of seems, quick and fun. But
I think we're at a year and a half
Yeah.
of knowing each other. It's good.
It's pretty good.
The Lord has blessed us, that's for sure.
Yeah, I approve.
Stand for approval on this marriage. Guys, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and
comment any fun things that you all have found that is exciting and new adventurous for you guys, how long you've been married, and any fun suggestions of places to travel, whether it's in the United States, outside the United States. Let us know, and we'll let you know if maybe we pick that to go on a random adventure.
if you guys are new to my channel, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button so you feel welcomed into this faithful home with me. I regularly upload on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 3 p.m. and I'll check back with you in another video soon. Bye guys!